Well, hello there and happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to Travel Quest Network's Weekly Chatter Live. What is today's date? It's the 7th of July. July. I was having a mint julep a little earlier. 2023. I don't know why I wanted to put the date on. It was like Dateline. Sorry. I am one of your hosts, Joshua Harrell, and this is my co-host,
Jason Block. How are you doing, everybody? It's so good you're here. We're in the World Via Studio, live, or maybe not live, depending on when you're watching this.
Yes. But I think what we should do is have a rule that we just assume that everybody is mark this on their calendars. You know, back in the days when you had a TV guide, and I felt like I needed to act out a TV guide, just so you know.
Is that how it went?
Yeah, it was you acted, you did it like this. But you had must see TV. And so they've marked it on their calendars. Anyway, welcome to the show. And, you know, obviously we have a lot of returning members coming to the show, but we do have some new people to the show. So welcome. And if you didn't know what this is our way of wrapping up the week. A little lava lamp unicorns. Crayola. You never know what's going to happen here.
Never know what you're going to find.
You never know what you're going to find. And just have a great time. Now, it is called the Weekly Chatter Live. The chatter comes from our members-only Facebook group. And to be a part of it, you have to be a member of Travel Quest Network. So,
right.
yeah. So if you are a member of Travel Quest Network and you're not a member of the Facebook group, get on it so you can be a part of the chatter.
Absolutely.
That was a very Ed McMahon kind of.
I know. Yes.
Yes. Well, last week you were not here.
I was not.
But we had a phenomenal stand-in.
I saw.
Yeah. Did you watch?
I watched. I caught part of it.
You caught part of it. So Sydney, who has to be I'm not going to say she's our youngest viewer, because we have learned through our road shows and core, we have learned that it's a whole family experience.
We are a carpool favorite.
We are a carpool. Oh. Evan, I feel like that should be in the description of the show. No, so she's not the youngest, but I think she is the youngest, longest watching of our weekly chatter.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so she's...
Isn't she great?
She's great, and she didn't know this, but when she showed up before the show, she had all these props. And I said to Evan, I was like, Evan, this is Jason's dream. Jason loves props.
Like Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Props.
I feel like if I brought in a chest, you wouldn't be surprised that I brought in a chest, but then you'd be like, what could possibly be in there? So, no, we had a great time. And Sydney, if you're watching, thank you so much. And Amy, thank you for being a stage mom. Amy sat behind the camera and was coaching her. But I did, so at the end of the show, Sydney had finished her week-long camp experience. And they had made little animals. And so she let me pick one at the end of the show. And so I got a little aardvark. At first I thought it was like a very skinny elephant. And then I found out it was an aardvark, and I was like, "Oh, it totally is an aardvark." So, you know, if someone said, "Take some clay, make an animal," I don't know that I would go to aardvark.
What would you go to?
I don't know. I've been very much about jaguars, like you know,
jaguars.
Yeah. I'm a cat. Okay, well, there's where the show goes wrong when I do stuff like that. So I'm going to put our aardvark right there. And again, thank you, Sydney. And, you know, now I know that you can be replaced. What's that Beyonce song? Irreplaceable? To the left, to the left. Anyway, in the chat... And I'm going to go to the chat. Even though he's got his computer up, he said he's not going to go to the chat because...
I've been banned from the chat, everybody.
Yeah, because if you guys
I
watch...
can't pay attention to the show because I'm reading the chat.
Yeah. I mean, you know on job postings where it says, can multitask?
No.
You actually have proven to the world that you cannot.
I am a deep in, like, one thing, I'm in it. And so the movement of the chatter was just too much for me to resist.
Yes. So if you go back, I now challenge you go back to watch some of the shows where he had the control of the chat. When he would just start laughing, he was like, "There's a lot going on over here," and I would just be like,
Just totally out of the joke.
Well, that's a nice little inside joke that the rest of us aren't in on anyway. So I will go to the chat in just a minute, but it was 4th of July.
Yeah.
And so, what'd you guys do for 4th of July? Whether it was for last weekend or on Tuesday, which I have to say, I don't know about y'all. I have said y'all like 15 times already. Where I've been, I don't know where I've been hanging out. But anyway, having a day off on a Tuesday is weird.
It was very strange.
It was weird. Now, those of you, Paul, who took Monday off and then just had a 4-day weekend.
Oh, well, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that was smart. But the rest of us who did work on Monday, there was a point. You weren't in the office on Monday, but I was. I have to apologize to our entire team here because I got bored in the last hour and I just decided to bother them for a while. So anyway, I apologize, but I hope you had fun. So share in the comments if you did anything really cool or if you did nothing at all. Like you just sat under the duvet watching murder mysteries from Norway.
Is that a thing?
It is for me.
Okay.
I just move around the globe. It's like murder mysteries from Spain, Mexico,
you've
Norway.
reached the end of the internet.
Yep, the end of the internet. What did you do for 4th of July?
After I feel like I was telling you this earlier in the week. I feel like I've been traveling so much and in and out and in and out. So I spent most of 4th of July just getting caught back up and doing a bit of work. And eventually Jillian was like, "Are you going to come out?" Because I was in my office.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah. So eventually she pried me out of there and we had a couple of folks over to the house. So that was fun. All my kids were gone though. Like they just were like, "See ya." So it was just a grown-up evening. It was fun.
Yeah. So you didn't get some sparklers and relive your youth?
So we had bought I bought some fireworks that we were going to shoot off, but first it was supposed to rain, and then all my kids were gone. So like, oh, let's we'll do it the next night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then we had a dinner, a company dinner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we still have the fireworks. Maybe this weekend. We'll see.
Yeah. So you're like my neighbors who there's a firework holiday.
I'm gonna be the guy.
And you're the one that's like, okay, that was a week ago.
I'm gonna be that guy who's shooting fireworks off a week late, and people are like, "What is he doing?" Yep, that's me.
So
it is not my fault. It is my children's fault.
All right. Well, I feel like if we were watching a movie and the dad was blaming the children for everything, I feel like that moves into drama movie.
Oh, okay. I don't want to be that.
Okay.
What'd you do?
But I watched Murder Mysteries from Norway.
Oh, you were serious?
Okay. No. If it sounds unbelievable, it's
probably true. Okay.
It probably is true. But the reason you missed last week. You got to do something pretty cool down in Florida. Like I do feel like you spend far too much time in Florida. Like it's like a magnet. It just keeps bringing you back. But what did you do last week?
So I was at the Universal You Preferred conference. It's the first time they've had it with all of the biggest Universal agencies. And it was a great time. It was a great time, and they had a number of speakers. A number of their executives were speaking.
Okay.
As they've been going through some of their rebranding from parks and resorts to destinations and experiences.
I remembered that, and I was going to jump in there, but you went right in there.
But it was interesting. It was great to hear about some of their new products and things like that. But I've shared this with many people before. When you have an opportunity to get out of the office and attend a conference, even if it's something where you think, well, maybe that's not really going to apply to me,
right,
to my business. It's almost without fail. Anytime you put yourself out of your normal environment and into an environment where you're thinking about either just business in general or new ideas, it's amazing what can happen. And even as I'm listening to some of the Universal executives talk about some of their programs and how they approach certain aspects of their marketing. I'm thinking about all of our members in our network and our company and how we do things and what we can learn, what we can change. And it was it's a great opportunity. Anytime you can get a chance to unplug from the normal and put yourself in a spot where you can really think critically about things, almost every time good things happen. So
Yeah.
I was happy to have that opportunity.
Like you can't, when you market an event, you can't really market that element because
Right.
I don't think I would sign up for epiphanies that
Exactly.
we assume you're going to have epiphanies, but
Yeah.
you do because you're still in, especially an industry event, you're still in your space, but you're not in your space.
Right.
And you can pick up things.
Right.
In marketing, we call it a swipe file. Anytime you see something really kind of cool, you just like put it in a file just as inspiration for later. And you can do that with mental pictures as well. Just like, I'm taking a picture for
Yeah.
later, inspiration.
And then after the conference was over,
Yeah.
So my wife has two sisters, and they each have two kids, and they had never been to Disney World before. So I left Universal and went down the street, and had a few days at Disney World with my wife's sisters and their children and their husbands, and it was a cool experience to go back into that environment with little kids, because all their kids were between the ages of 4 and 7.
Okay.
To go back into that environment with kids who had never been there before.
Okay.
And just to kind of see how, and it's been, 15 years since my kids first went there, and it's still the same kind of, truly, magical kind of light up experience. But as an older person now, and they were, if you want to feel old, hang out with people that have really little kids, because they were calling me grandpa all week. Not the kids, my.
I was
my
gonna
sisters
say,
were.
like,
And they got me a mug that says grandpa, and I'm like, very funny, haha. But it was fun. It was Jillian and I's trial run at being grandparents.
not that your daughters need to have any kids right now.
No,
Just-
but
yeah,
my
yeah.
middle daughter told me just the other day. She was like, "Dad, do you believe it? In 10 years, you could be grandpa." And I was like,
And
"Get
you're
out
like,
of here."
why are you getting a
And she's
timeline
like-
together?
Yeah, exactly. And then she said, "Well, when did you have kids?" And I started doing the math, and it was like 7 years from now. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Snap back to reality, right?
wow.
Anyway, so it was a fun time, but oh my lord, it was hot.
Yeah.
Yes. But we had a
So,
great time.
so yeah. No, I was just gonna say, when I hang out with friends who have little kids,
Yeah.
and maybe this is just me,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they spend more time with the kids than they do me. So I feel like maybe we should schedule separate vacations.
Well,
I was gonna say.
so my teenage daughters, right? They're 18, 16, and 13. They kind of collectively, after about a day, they came to us and they said, "This vacation's not about us, is it?" And we're like, "Nope."
Yep. You quickly
So, yeah.
learn.
Yep.
I did that with a mixed group of my family,
Uh-huh.
pre-teens and teens.
Yeah.
And we did Universal, and I thought we were just going to kind of systematically do the park, and we just kept hopping parks to park, and then we would go to the pool at the hotel, and I was like, can we just pick a place to be? I would be happy with that. So,
We had a great time.
well, glad to have you back.
Yep. Me too.
And really glad to have you back, because before I go over to the chat, and I already see, sorry, I had to get my phone up. That's why I kind of looked down a little bit. So I'll get to the chat in a minute. But our Evan, our producer extraordinaire, who is responsible for sound effects that when you do hear them, I want you to draw a mental picture of what you think Evan looks like. Because I've started to do it, and those sound effects are very telling. So, he let us know
Uh-huh.
that this is our 50th podcast.
Wow.
And that is the sound effect that you pulled for that one. I mean, didn't he tell us before? I got some new sound effects just for our 50th anniversary of our podcast, and he's used those before. Did you say that was just a different version of that? Sorry, I've been giving Evan a hard, like the moment I walked in here, I've been giving.
Why do you need new when you have such great ones like
quality, right? Quality. Yeah! So
it's not always about new, Joshua.
True. So I just want to take a moment, and I want to, and I've said this before. So podcast. Okay, so for those of you who are not podcast savvy, this is a live broad stream. Oh, now I'm going to mess it up. This is a live stream, a broadcast, but a podcast is audio only, you know, on Apple and Google and Spotify and all that stuff. So,
or wherever your favorite podcasts are found.
Yeah, your favorite podcasting interface.
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to take a moment and I want to acknowledge one of our members who's been a member of Travel Quest Network for a very long time, Lisa Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
And we love Lisa, who Lisa loves to give us feedback. We have quite a few members that like to give us feedback, and we love the feedback.
That's great.
Right, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So, this is, this year will be our 3rd year anniversary for the live stream, okay? And I was on our first official diamond voyage in March of last year, and I was talking to Lisa, and I said, so do you watch the Weekly Chatter? Because it is the most fun I have all week, right? And Lisa said, I catch it sometimes. Well, that kind of burst my bubble there. But then she said, if I'm at my computer, I'm doing work, which Lisa, super, super successful. So that makes sense.
Yep.
If I sit at that's why I don't open up my computer on the weekend, because I just work. I'm just such a workaholic. So, yeah, I sold that one really well. I didn't buy it myself, but no. She said, but I would listen to it.
Right.
And I thought, well, wait a minute, we can do that pretty easy, and we did. And now look at us.
Can't believe it.
50th episode on our podcast. So if you do listen to podcasts, even if you watch this show live, if you could just pop over there and subscribe to it, like it, whatever. Give us some love over there, because it's interesting to see how many people want to hear our angelic voices. Talk about travel. Yeah. So on that note, let's listen to some other angelic voices and just go through some of the comments. And you, if you are new to the show, we do like to talk about wins and challenges. This is Travel Quest Network is a lively network, community of people who like to share and uplift. And it's a community, and that's why we love it so much. So yes, you might hear some wins and challenges in here. So first off is Alan, and Alan beat Cynthia from Birmingham in. Now, if you are new to the show, we've put undue pressure on Cynthia, right? Because Cynthia has always been, for the most part, been the first one to say hello. But then he challenges her to always be the first one, or you challenge somebody else to beat, and now people are like trying to rush in the moment it comes on. So anyway,
Cynthia is always going to be number one in our hearts. So.
She is. Yeah. We love you, Cynthia. Mwah.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl. But Alan said, happy Friday from the beach, Garden City, South Carolina, having a relaxing week. I mean, Alan was watching us from Disney World. Where was he last week? He was somewhere else traveling, driving. I don't know. Alan, do you ever stay at home? Go to the beach. Anyway, Cynthia did say happy Friday. Emily, happy Friday from cloudy, hot, and humid Merritt Island, Florida. Where is Merritt Island?
I don't know.
Oh. Evan wants to make sure that the computer system works. He's not going to Google anything for us, so I don't know why I looked over at him.
I will do that.
Angela's joined us. Just started my dinner. She's doing barbecue ribs. I was like, it's a little bit early to start dinner, but if you're doing ribs, you better
get 'em on.
do that. And Angela was so much fun. We had our monthly crown call for our Crown Jewel members, and it was Angela's first one. And I had so much fun with you, Angela. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And where's it?
It's right between Cocoa Beach and the coast. Right near
Okay.
Cape Canaveral.
Okay, look at you.
Yeah. All right.
This is help Jason and Joshua explore the world by naming places we don't know, like Sequim, Washington. That's our Debbie. So Cynthia said her win for this week, 4 new inquiries, she said it's her most in 1 week.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Who was that, Cynthia?
Yeah, Cynthia.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Excellent.
Cynthia, I know I say it a lot, but I remember a year ago when you were saying, I don't know if this is happening. So, congratulations.
Persistence pays.
Persistence pays. Randy, so his last name on his handle is Randy the Sixth. So it makes me feel like he's royalty, like King Randy the Sixth.
He is now.
He is. That was very good use of that. Thank you. So happy Friday from Austin. Where is this coming from? Austin, Texas. I am just trying to pull in all the accents. Teresa said, happy Friday, recovering from walking pneumonia.
Ooh.
So it has been a very quiet week for me. Yeah, that stinks.
I'll feel better.
So do you get, like when you get sick, do you get sore throats?
Not usually. Not usually.
Not usually. I do, but there's a little period before like it starts to hurt, and I can sing like Tina Turner. It's pretty awesome. It's I might
The
record
silver
it.
lining of getting sick.
Yeah. Like I know it's coming, so like I can't go too far, but it's like I want to make $1 million. Oh, anyway, all right. Oversharing. That's a sound effect you need just to tip me off. Sarah, hi from Nebraska. I never make it here anymore. Wait a minute, Sarah, why? Because you're part of the carpool. Like, we always see you in the beginning.
School's out.
Oh.
They,
And she's busy. That's what it is.
well, that too.
Yeah, but I didn't think about school being out.
But I'm glad you're here.
Yes, Sarah, who was our Monarch Agency of the Year winner. It's
Very first.
Yeah, would you call it an inaugural?
I think so.
You are our inaugural winner of the Questy for. I always have to cover this up because this is the one with the typo on it. For the Monarch Agency of the Year award. I think this is a great opportunity to honor not only Sarah, but Angie, who won last year.
Yep.
So we're coming up on Travel Quest World in Orlando, September 8th.
Right around the corner.
Yep, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And on that Saturday is when we hold the Questy Award dinners. Dinner. It's not multiple dinners.
Multiple dinners, apparently.
Yeah. So who is going to be our Monarch Agency of the Year? These are so cool. Not the award. I mean, the award itself is a weapon.
But what goes in? I was going to say, you kind of look like you're giving off vibes of like some 80s cartoon. Like, I don't know if it's Voltron or He-Man or like with your big crystal.
I have the power. Yes, or like Superman, he inserted the crystals in,
maybe
and
that's what it is.
or the dark crystal.
But
no,
seriously, all the work that goes into earning that is incredible.
Right. So we have several awards. We have several awards within the Questies. Some are based on sales accomplishments. various different levels. There's also marketing awards. There's also based on what types of things you sell. And then there's also questies that you can nominate your fellow members of Travel Quest Network or yourself or both. That would be kind of interesting to nominate somebody else and yourself
To go against you.
to see which one of you
But
wins.
just honestly, just being nominated is an honor. So if you know of somebody that you think is deserving,
Yes,
I think you should do that.
you should do that. And the reason why I'm hanging on it right now is you have days to get those.
When's that end?
It's up at noon on Monday. End of day on Monday. He whispers it like he could say it so I could hear it.
Just
I've got
do
old
it
ears.
over the weekend to be
Yeah,
safe.
yeah. And
And where
yeah.
would they do that?
Where would they do that? On Pro.
Oh,
You will see where just type in Questy and you will see where you nominate for the awards. But like I said, there are other categories that are already calculated
yeah.
based on
and
what
some
you've
new
done.
categories this year.
Oh yeah, yeah. We do like to. We don't like to get stale, do we?
We don't want to be stingy with the awards.
No.
There's a lot of deserving folks out there.
Yes. So this
And you
could-
can win more than one, just in case you're wondering.
Yes. And just a side note, which many of you might not know, is when you do win a Questy Award, you get a digital badge for each of the awards that you've won.
Yes.
And, we create these, we give them out to our winners. Please use them however you want. And one of our members, Elisa, it always tickles me when she emails me, mainly because she always has something positive to say when she emails, But it's better, you get more bees with honey, is that what it says? No, but she has like 5 in her signature.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. But anyway, the Questies are coming up in like 60 days' time. Travel Quest World.
Right around the corner, Joshua.
All right, and I'm not treating it with care because it's a typo one.
Just a prop.
Yeah, it's a prop. We should probably get some gaffer tape so I don't have to keep covering it like that.
What is gaffer tape?
It's the tape that you use when there's a gaff. Isn't a gaff a mistake?
Yes.
All right.
Is that what it is?
I don't know, Jason. Don't ask me all these questions.
Well, you said it like.
Well,
you
I
did.
didn't want to put like masking tape on it or duct tape.
Okay,
That kind of gaffer tape sounded a little more.
It sounded very official. Like
Yeah,
I
it did. It-
fully bought. You knew what you're talking about.
Yeah, it sounded like we were in the studio in MGM, right? That was what it was. All right, Aloha Rebecca said, "Happy Aloha Friday, everyone. I'm digging the island-sounding music today." Oh, that's great, because we were going for 1960s lounge. So thank you, Rebecca. I'm glad you liked it. No, I'm just giving them a hard time. It's Danielle said, "Happy Friday." Our founder of Travel Quest Network, Bonnie Lee, said, "Happy Friday. Thank you
Hey,
for
Bonnie.
joining us." Wendy, happy Friday. On time for once. Girl, you better show up on time for the Weekly Chatter Live. It's only live once a week. All right, Hannah, happy Friday. All working on an itinerary for a family headed to, she's giving me names. Cinque Terre?
Cinque Terre. Come on.
That. And now going there is all I can think about. Where
It's
is?
fabulous. It's in Italy.
Oh.
The 5 villages or towns.
All right, well, the moment I get a vacation.
Now, if you ask me to name them, forget it.
Well, you got Cinco Terra. I'm pretty impressed. All right, Kara said, hello, friends. Our Eric.
Cinque Terre is near Cancun, I think.
Yeah, Kara said, hello, friends. Our Erica, education manager over here at Travel Quest Network, she said, "Happy Friday, Travel Quest Network." We're going to hear from her soon. King Randy the Sixth has said his win booked his first Disney World VIP tour for a client and used my Commodore Princess cruise on a 32-day Hawaii and Fiji cruise. And so, congrats. But if you don't know, if you get your Commodore status with the education program with Princess, there's some added benefits. So you better go,
Sweet.
King Randy the Sixth.
Nice job, King.
And Shannon has given us a happy 50th.
Yeah.
What is 50? Is 50 gold or silver?
It's
I think it's gold.
gold, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Goldfinger. Okay. Dan said, happy short week, Friday. Kara said, win for the week. Because this is a travel agent rule that if you're about to travel, everyone will need you. I've had a lot of inquiries and itineraries to plan this week. And then all of a sudden, so all caps, Angela said, so true. And then Sarah said, every period time.
So what I'm hearing, we should just take all the training that we've introduced and that we're building, just throw it away, and just tell people, plan a trip for next week, and your phone will ring off the hook.
Oh, yeah.
And then the week after that, the week after that.
Yeah, so it's like a put it out to the universe
Right.
and make it rain.
No, I'm not available. That's awesome. Good problem to have.
Yeah, so our Erica said, loss. Didn't win Scrabble last week, and my opponent played Quest. Like they used the word Quest. Wow.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. Do we have a want sound? No. Okay.
Doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. I feel like this is exactly how it should go. So Sarah, you'll love this. Sarah said, I interviewed a potential IC this week, and she listened to the weekly chatter on YouTube or wherever we broadcast them. So, Sarah, what I did notice about what you said there is that you interviewed, and then they watched, but you didn't say I actually took on an NYC. So I'm gonna leave it as we helped you bring them over into your group. So anyway, all right,
That's great.
Keep the chat coming because we will come back to it, but it is now time to go to Tyler, Texas, to hear from our Velma Tollison, our Tyler Rose. Velma, are you there?
I'm here. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. So what's going on with you?
Well, it's just been a busy morning. I had to get out and do some errands, and it's really hot, so I try to do things early in the morning, stay in the rest of the day. Very hot
Oh.
in Texas. Yes. Yes.
So I love that Florida, you were hot. Great. Emily said that she's hot in Merritt Island. So it's hot in America right now.
Hottest days on Earth record. Hottest days recorded on Earth this week
Oh.
ever.
And see, that's why I think that living in the desert, wearing caftans and sleeping during the day and doing partying all night, I think that's the way to go. Just avoid the heat altogether. Anyway, Velma, now last week you were saying that sales were out of control. It was a busy week. What
What?
did you discover this week?
This week it's all about cruises and service fees. That's
Okay.
it. Cruises and service
it.
fees. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So in the number 3 slot, gross sales 133,864 with a net weekly revenue of 14,465, and this member sold Carnival, Holland America, NCL, and Royal Caribbean.
Nice.
Wow.
It's a good week.
It was a good week, yes.
Yeah.
In the number 2 spot, gross sales of 151,719 with a net weekly revenue of $22,000, and this was Viking Ocean. Several bookings on Viking Ocean.
Can I just jump in here and just say that talking to our friends over at Viking, and I might have said this before, but I have found it fascinating that they really carved out river cruising. Like, everybody that watched Downton Abbey, we know what river cruising is, and we equate it with Viking. But they now are at 50-50 with ocean and river. I think that's really amazing.
It's pretty remarkable, actually.
Yeah. And, trade secret, if you notice, they dropped ocean and river from their logo. It's just Viking. I'm just thinking they might be keeping some options open for some other stuff. I'm just saying, keep an eye on them.
Viking Disney.
I won't make a bad joke.
Don't make a bad joke. I feel like if you have to say, I'm not going to make a bad
I
joke.
was this close.
Okay,
All right, so who's number one?
Number one, Evan. Okay. That just kind of goes on and on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Gross sales for the week. Let's make sure we realize this is for the week.
Okay.
232,000 with a weekly revenue net. It's their revenue for the week. 28,346, and this was mostly service fees with some flight commission. Airline. That's it.
So I'm curious about that. I think you should look into that a little bit because it seems like if there's a lot of service fees listed, it seems like maybe more of an accounting like catch up of.
No.
No?
I
Oh,
didn't
look
do
at her.
that.
She did. I knew she and I just talked about that recently, so I should have known that she did.
Yeah, I did look
You can
at
always count on Velma. She's like a detective. She's like, let me figure out what's going on here.
Yeah. So I looked into this, and I really can't say a lot about these sales. This member probably wouldn't want us to, but she has some very good accounts.
Okay.
And they are more than happy to pay her a fee for anything she does for them because her services are so valuable to their business.
Mm.
So that's it.
Well, I think drop the mic on that one too. Like that's the kind of business I want where you just pay me to be me because I'm so good. Anyway.
Fantastic stuff, Velma.
Yeah, thank you so much, Velma. We will see you next week, and I'm so looking forward to your conversation with Jeff Bartlett on Monday in your show Conversations.
I
Guys,
am too. He's so interesting. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to just kind of put a plug in for this. I
okay.
am looking for interesting conversations. If someone has something going on in their business that they would like to share, just send me an email.
Yes.
Yes.
Open casting call, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yes. It doesn't pay anything though, so don't go there.
Yeah. You don't even get like a Scooby snack.
You might get some free advice.
That's true.
That's
Oh,
We
pretty
get
fun.
that.
This is true. Okay.
But Jeff was at our core summit
Yes.
in Nashville, and I mean we've seen him at a lot of our events, and I remember kind of talking to him at the end of the event, and his business has been booming, and he's discovered different niches, like sub niches, that when he initially started his business, he wasn't going to go down that. It wasn't even on his radar, and
Right.
he's paid attention to things. So I know you're going to get a lot out of them. And guys,
Oh, yeah.
those air on at 1:00 Eastern time on Mondays, but you can catch them on replay. So you definitely want to tune in to those. Always a pleasure, Velma. Thank you for joining us.
Bye. Have a great
Bye, Velma.
weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, the conversations are fun because that's her element.
Yeah.
Velma says that I just love to tell people what to do and then they do it, and that's not what Conversations is. But I'm just saying you really are having a conversation with someone who knows what's going on
Yeah.
and knows what to kind of extract and highlight. I love it. Okay, so I have something before we continue on. So,
Okay.
so Evan, I told him I felt a little bit left out because you always get the serious stuff. So I don't have a sound. I don't have an intro for this, do I? No. Okay. So so a man on business in Oklahoma
Uh-huh.
was the only one on his flight home to North Carolina this week. Sorry, I don't know why now I'm not even following punctuation here. Yes. So a man on business in Oklahoma was the only one on his flight home to North Carolina this
Okay.
week. He had the whole plane to himself after he was the only one willing to wait out the 18-hour delay. Now, what would that be like? Would you do this? Or stay in a hotel for Monday like other people did? I mean, 18
Well,
hours.
if-
I mean,
if-
I've waited in an airport for a while.
So they didn't cancel the flight.
They didn't cancel the
For
flight.
one guy. That's surprising.
Yeah,
Because it's like $30,000 or so just in fuel. So,
but I bet it was more about getting the flight,
Getting the plane back
to
and
the
the
other
crew,
place.
yeah.
Yeah.
would I do it? I mean, yeah. If the crew's gonna fly, I mean, sure. Would you?
I guess I would, but the thing is 18 hours is a really long time. So,
Well-
what if it did there was no guarantee that in 18 hours it was going to fly. So, I don't know. I might just hedge my bets and go to a hotel.
I guess.
I
Well,
don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, was he sitting like at the gate for 18 hours?
Well, I don't have all that information. But
What would you do on the plane? Is the real question.
if you were by yourself?
Yeah.
If I was in economy and I was by myself, I better get a dinner and I better get all the stuff that people in first class get. Actually, I better get, I want. Did he sit in first class? Okay.
It'd be
'Cause I was
funny
gonna-
if they didn't let
If
him.
they didn't let him, right? If he's the only one on the plane and they were like, "We're just gonna close
You're gonna
the
be in
screen."
37E and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, we're gonna close the screen. You can't even use the toilet at the front of the plane. No, I love that. But then Evan also added for me. He said at BWI in Baltimore,
Yeah.
it has a gym called Rome,
Okay.
and not Rome as in the island, like B-52's Rome if you want to.
Got it.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you. And it's the only traditional gym within a domestic airport concourse.
Like a Gold's Gym. When you say traditional gym, I'm picturing like, the old 80s Gold's Gym with the plates and people like doing like.
What was that? Wasn't there like Bally's Fitness where everything was like a shiny metal? Like you'd be like, yeah. No, I mean I think it's probably a little bit more than a hotel gym. When you go to a hotel gym, you're like, oh, there's a treadmill and there's some free weights. So I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
Is it crowded? That'd be interesting.
So day pass $25 or an annual pass for $360. If you were going to BWI, which would be getting to DC a good bit.
Yeah.
There's some fit senators. Well, I don't really want to say that. There could be fit government people.
Okay.
So there's a screen with flight information, and it's equipped, and it has showers. And I find that interesting that you put that on here. So would you ever work out at the airport if you had time? That was a long lead up, but there was a lot
at
to
home when
unpack.
I have time, let alone at an airport. So no, I'm gonna say no on that one.
Yeah.
But
If I had 18 hours,
it makes me wonder if that's the only one in an airport. Like what else that we have in the real world, but we don't have at airports? What should we have? Do you think of anything?
Well,
like
I've seen nail salons, I've seen chiropractors in there, but I always feel like you don't really have that much time at the airport. So I would be like, oh, you're getting your back cracked, and you're like, oh no, I got to rush to get to my flight. I don't think I would really relax. But I don't know if you I don't know. Like, if you had enough time to work out, I mean, when I worked out,
Yeah.
it'd be about a 2-hour thing.
Right.
So, I don't know. But then the shower.
Would you take a shower at the airport?
See, that's the thing, because I think I would be whiffy, and I don't want to be on the
that to
plane.
me sounds like on the level of like showers at the truck stop.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Customer 47, your shower's ready.
right.
Yeah, no.
But if you but imagine you're sitting in your seat, and here comes like this fit person. He's like, "Yeah, I just
Just worked
yeah,
out."
I got my pump on, right?" And then his hair's wet.
Yeah.
You know he just took a shower. I mean, I'm glad he's clean, but he just took a shower. I don't know. It just it's exciting that we've got these advancements, because back when the Wright brothers were just flying their paper planes, they had no idea.
There were not gyms and bathrooms, or
No.
showers.
No, not at all. All right. So on that note, thank you for my couple of newsy points. I really appreciate that. That's my kind of news there. But let's get on to what's coming up next week with Erica, our education manager, coming to us from New Jersey. Can we talk?
Can we talk, guys, about what's up next week? That shower talk makes me think of the champagne glass bathtubs at the Poconos hotels.
See, I don't even know those. I just know the heart shape tubs. So there really
No.
are champagne glass in the Poconos.
It's actually, I shouldn't say champagne. It's like it's a martini glass, but it's a
Well, yeah, because the
tub.
champagne glass
right, the
is
champagne
really not.
wouldn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
That would be like a plunge
Standing
pool.
up.
Yeah, yeah. A martini glass is more the right shape, right?
The martini glass. I forget what they call it. Anybody from this area knows these commercials for sure. They still exist, and
Wow.
you can take photo shoots in the tubs, and it's very maybe I'll add it into the fam plan for next year.
I was gonna say, Josh was thinking Roadshow 24.
That's exactly.
Roadshow
Is she the fact that she was continuing to talk? I was about to say, I think roadshows in the Poconos.
So what do we got
Yeah.
for next?
Yeah,
Right.
what
Yeah.
is a must see outside of the weekly chatter next week?
You want to know the top number one must see? I'm going to start with a bang. You ready? Boom. Partner spotlights with our friend Julia at Hurtigruten.
Herta Gruten.
I couldn't be more excited to talk about the cool products that Hurtigruten offer. And Julia was just on one of their cruises up in Iceland. So I'm going to hit her up for the details. And here's something you may or may not know about our friend Julia Swenda. She is extremely well traveled to interesting places like Patagonia and now up in the Arctic. So she can really speak quite well to this
I
product.
wanted her to say
cool.
like Patagonia and Utah. For some reason I wanted her to say in Utah.
Oh,
No, but I want to point out, hold on, guys, because many of you, Hannah, out there, had asked a while ago, are partner spotlights ever coming back? And they are. So we had one with Abercrombie and Kent here in the Atlanta studio, but guess what? When Erica started, we knew that this was going to, we needed to do partner spotlights. So do you know what she got like week 2 after she was hired? The full partner spotlight set. So yeah, she has her own mobile sequin palace that is going to make its debut with Julia from Hurtigruten.
my
who-
husband couldn't be happier.
He's overjoyed. He's overjoyed. His messages. I thought I was like, oh, he's kind of one of those kind of funny. Sometimes it can be a joke, but maybe it's not. I got it. But Erica and Julia used to work together, so we get to see them carry on. And a little fun fact is that when I worked at QVC, Julia was at QVC too.
Really?
So, Julia, from Herzegruten,
world.
we cannot
Yeah.
wait to reconnect with you.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Julia was my roommate at the Romance Forum in Punta Cana.
That is a separate show. That's Weekly Chatter After Dark.
Yeah. We walked the beach. It was beautiful.
What else is going
What
on?
else you got next week?
Also, talking about close friends, Gail from Universal is here for a power talk.
Nice.
Da, 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 da. So, how excited. I'm sure she will be talking very much about the event that was just had last week, as that was a very big deal for Universal. And speaking of Universal, you guys all know there was a big FAM announcement post World, and you don't have to be attending World to come to the FAM. This FAM just happens to be in Orlando, and it just happens to be starting 3 hours after World ends. I don't know. It's, coincidences happen. But if for whatever reason you couldn't fit World into your schedule, you are still welcome to the FAM, of course. So Harry Potter, Accio FAM. Right.
How do our members find out about this FAM and register for it?
This information is widely distributed. You can find it on our Facebook page, our Facebook group, I should say, or of course, the obvious place would be on World Via Pro.
Awesome, perfect.
That's right. Which, hot tip, set it as your homepage. Lots of interesting information, like FAMs, come up there. Also,
Awesome.
Next week, I should say. Sorry, moving on.
Yeah.
We don't want to we give love in all directions. Our meeting with our friends, the Dream Makers, is also happening next week.
Yes. So, if you don't know about the Dream Makers, you need to find out more about it. Please go to Pro, search Dream Makers. If you are a seller of Disney destinations or want to sell Disney destinations, make that a cornerstone of your product mix, you definitely want to be a part of the Dream Makers Club within Travel Quest Network. Now, you have to make sure you get your Disney College of Disney Knowledge certificate in order to apply. But once you are accepted, I'm just saying, Erica, Evan, and Christine over at Disney Destinations have a lot on tap for you, and we are just getting started, even though the group's been around for a while. Mm-hmm. So we've got a lot of new energy around there. So we've got a lot going on, and there is more in the calendar. So guys, make sure you go to World Via Pro and check out the event calendar to see what's happening, because we keep it full. We keep it full. Erica, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy Friday, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Erica.
Take care. Wow. Lots going on. Hey, listen, I know you've got headlines, so we'll go to those, but just...
What's happening in the chat, though?
Well, that's what I was going to. But,
I know. What's happening?
Yeah. So, Kara said, my kids definitely like listening to the show in the carpool. If you say my name, they are always aghast that I could be so famous to be called out on Facebook Live. Yes, Kara Brown, when she visits the Weekly Chatter.
Kids, now you listen to your mom, Kara.
Yeah. And if you recall, Kara was a guest host when we were in Universal. So yes, Kara Brown. There you go. I hope we've done you proud there, Kara. Anna said happy Friday. Regina said yay. Bill, we hadn't heard from Bill.
Yes. What is it?
Bill said today is World Chocolate Day.
Oh, now we're cooking, Josh. Now we got a good one.
Yes, chocolate.
Well done.
So Bill says, other than Belgium,
okay,
what country have you been to that has great chocolate?
You know what? I will jump out with one that was surprising to me, and it was Germany.
Okay.
But yeah.
I don't like chocolate. I only like chocolate ice cream. So, but but
I mean, what do you want me to do with that?
yeah, but Cynthia from Birmingham, this is the best answer ever, y'all.
Okay.
She said, "Not been to Germany, but Aldi has amazing chocolate." LOL. Oh my goodness.
That is true, Cynthia. That
Yeah.
is true.
So our Amy said, "I had great chocolate in the Netherlands."
Yeah.
And she's a connoisseur. Rebecca said, "I think some of the best chocolate I've ever had was at Moonstruck Chocolate in Portland, Oregon."
Interesting.
Yeah, getting around the chocolate world. Oh, goodness. All right, Sarah said, "When my agent Sydney was named top 30 under 30 for travel agents in the USA by Travel Agent Central. It's
Oh,
her
fantastic.
win, but she said mine too because we are a team.
That's fantastic.
We are family."
That's
Yes.
really awesome.
That's congratulations, Sydney. We're so excited for you. Let's see. Oops. Now it just kind of like jumped around. Debbie from Squim, she said Switzerland for chocolate. And then Stephanie was commenting on my Stephanie with an F. That we got different Stephanies in the network, but we know Stephanie with an F. She said that I've been reading my Texas slang book. Stephanie with an F gave me a Texas slang book, and
That's where all the all's coming from.
we learned so much. It really was
Valuable research.
Yeah. And the fact that we had 2 road shows in Texas, the fact that I could read those and people were like, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. All right, let's go to the. It's like the BBC around here.
Let's start off with some sad news. And that is our friends at Explora Journeys are delaying their first sailing. But
Now,
good
how
news-
can that happen?
Well, I don't know. Why do you think? You had to guess.
I think it's probably a really big feat to launch a cruise line.
Yeah, I would imagine it
I
would be.
mean,
a lot goes into that.
yeah, I send out a meeting invite, and a lot of people say they don't get the invite. So I feel like I don't know if I could get a cruise line out the door.
Good news, it's only by a handful of weeks, so
That's it.
they'll be sailing soon.
Which we are excited about because
Yes,
it
we
does.
are.
It
We
does
are.
seem like and Kathy, who we know, it seems like a very sexy product.
I wasn't tongue in cheek. I'm sad because I think it's going to be an awesome product.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be it'll be here soon enough.
Yes. What is it? All good things are worth the wait.
Sure.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're waiting for you, Explorer.
Yeah. Sticking with cruises.
Okay.
And we've seen this before already a few times this year. We have another cruise line raising their suggested or automatic gratuity rates. So Celebrity, our friends at Celebrity,
Okay.
are twisting up the dial a little bit. For most of the cabin categories, it's only about 3%, a little less than 3%.
Okay.
But if you're in the Retreat? Is that what? Yeah, the Retreat.
Yeah,
it's about a 10% increase. So I guess they figure they got a few more bucks to spend, so they'll raise the price. So anyway, and it's going to apply to all new bookings, regardless of sailing date. So it could be sailing next 2 months from now if you haven't booked it yet.
Okay.
So that's we see these in cycles, so wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more come from somebody else. Anyway, and then you like luxury.
I love luxury.
We know that. We've established that here in our 50 podcasts.
Yes.
Joshua likes luxury. So our friends at A&K, Abercrombie & Kent, are unveiling a new product, very luxurious sounding. It is a small group journeys product for 2024.
Okay.
So they're going to be doing these in Brazil and in Scandinavia, and they're also doing some limited edition, what they call Marco Polo journeys.
Marco.
Polo to places like Colombia, the Azores, Madeira, Oman, the Emirates, and Saudi.
Oh wow.
So Question for you.
Okay.
I'm going to read you a couple of the inclusions of these small group journeys. I want you to tell me which one is most exciting to you. Okay, you ready?
Well, do I have to listen to them all and then rank them, or can I
No,
like
just give me
Okay.
your favorite once I read the list.
Okay.
Okay. Includes a traveler's valet, complimentary mid-journey laundry service, traveling bellboy service to transfer luggage between your accommodations, breakfast in bed, 2 mornings where you can have a continental breakfast in your room. Which of those is most luxurious for Joshua?
So the last two,
Mm-hmm.
breakfast in bed or
Yeah.
continental breakfast in my room,
Yeah.
kind of feels like the same thing. Like,
Okay.
So
It's not those
that's
two.
out. But
Not that that's bad. Those
no,
sound
no,
great.
no, not that it's bad. It's just I kind of feel
Right.
like, okay. Yeah, I think it would be the valet.
So, what would...
What was that?
I
Was
knew
there
you
a
were
ri-
going to pick that.
What was it? Was there a right or wrong answer
No,
there?
there
Or
wasn't. I was
okay.
just curious. Service, because number one, that's like my biggest sticking point with a land tour is carrying the crap up to the bus, down to the bus, all that. So to have somebody who will come to the room and do that for me, fantastic. And I gotta say, it just sounded kind of cool to have a traveling bellboy. I picture this is a guy who's gonna sit on the bus with you, and like he's gonna be the guy and be cool to hang out.
Well,
And
you
he's
would
just gonna
hope.
be like a roadie for the
Yeah,
for the
you would
tour.
hope, but you might end up with a dud that you feel like you gotta try to extract information out of.
But like traveling bellboy, now it sounds like you've made it at that point. Like I have a traveling bellboy,
So,
like not just a bellboy, a traveling bellboy. He goes with me wherever I go.
so it's interesting that you talk about a pet peeve is
Yes.
moving the luggage around,
Yes.
because I was with a friend of mine. We were talking with a supplier partner,
Mm-hmm.
and they do tours, and he said, "Oh my gosh, the baggage call times or whatever it's called." And he just would not give up on it. And I'm like, it is not that big of a deal. Just get your bags outside the door at a certain time. But that was a big deal for him. And the fact that you just said that, my friend Bill, I now apologize for judging you, because obviously, to each his own, right?
Yes.
So on that note,
Yes.
it is time for us to close out our 50th podcast episode.
So long and farewell.
So long, farewell. Anyway, see you guys next week, 4 o'clock Eastern. And you know what? We would love to actually bring you guys into the show. We do the chat, right? But we're pretty savvy. Evan likes to, try new things out on the broadcasting system. So if you want to ask a question of Joshua and Jason in the weekly chatter, we would love for you to shoot a video on your phone. Don't make it too long. Now, you can't do a whole long segment. Ask your question and send it to us. Send it to support@TravelQuest Network, and we would love to have you on the show with us, and we'll answer your question. And it can be about anything, but keep it clean, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Speak to you soon.